Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So it's another video, and you know that I am subscribed to a monthly subscription box, and there are items since they've sent a lot, and I've been subscribed for a while, so there are items that I haven't used yet. So in this video I will be using one of the items that I received from that box. And yeah, it's been like 2 months already since I've got this, and I've never ever created a look out of this palette. So the palette I am talking about is this one right here, Laura Lee Los Angeles Party Animal. And I'm gonna be creating a very colorful look today because look at the shades, so vibrant. So yes, if you're interested, and without further ado, let's jump right in. So before we totally dive in, let's give it a swatch, because like I've said in my intro, I've never swatched this, and then I've checked, because look at the color, it looks so vibrant and pretty. So I'm expecting it's very pigmented. I've checked some of the videos that use this palette, and some of their titles were kind of negative. So I'm really curious how this palette performs, how these shadows looks when it's applied on the eyelid. So oops. So that's how the shade looks like when it is swatched. It's a bit powdery, I don't know, because you know sometimes swatch on your skin and applying it on your eyelid would differ. So it's a bit patchy here and a bit powdery, but we'll see the performance once it is applied on our eyelid. I wasn't thinking about this, but see this one. So you could bend the palette all the way to there. So perfect. Now for our transition shade, of course, for our transition shade we have to use the lightest shade among all of the groups here. So I would say I'm gonna use Is a Party as the transition shade. So you know what guys, I have something to say to you. I am suffering with a lot of bumps on my face, and it was just sudden. Like I use a certain product, I quit all of the previous products that I'm used to using, and then introduced this new product onto my skin, and it created a lot of bumps on my face. And yeah, so I recorded weeks ago, like I don't know, it's like ages, because I really had a hard time. I suffered a lot of bumps and it doesn't look good. You can still see I have some bumps here, but luckily it looks like the new I replaced that product that causes my bumps. So far I am using Neutrogena cooling gel. It's a scrub, a very gentle scrub, and also I am icing my face and drinking a lot of water, and seems like, oh, and also I use witch hazel, and looks like it's working well. So wish me luck, and hopefully all of the bumps like here will totally disappear. And speaking of the shade here, the yellow shade, it's not very pigmented, but it applies well. You just have to work on it, build it up to see the pigmentation. So it's a buildable shade. So next shade would be this Karaoke right here. It's the darkest blue. There are two shades right here. It's a sky blue and dark blue. So I'm gonna pack this darkest blue in the center of the eye, and yeah, I think I'm gonna make a like an ombre effect kind of look. They don't look the same, the shades, because this part here is mixed. I'm just gonna mix some here, right? You know, applying makeup is really a trial and error. Yeah, I've said it. I made a mistake. I've used a damage control instead of using the karaoke on this side right here. So we're gonna fix that once we apply all of the necessary shades. Now this time we're gonna start to wear the blue ends towards the inner corner. So for that, but not totally, like all the way to the inner corner. Let's just half of it. For that, we're gonna use this damage control shade here. Using a flat brush, dipping it here, and it's applied. Now you could see a very harsh transition between the two shades. So I will use this one, how do you call this? Cotton buds. And mix the two shades together and place it to the harsh, and then I'll go back to the damage control shade. And since I'm gonna apply a yellow in my inner corner and I want it very intense, so I will be using this Morphe concealer, hoping that the yellow would be more intense. The consistency of this concealer is very thick, so I'm gonna try less. Gonna try applying less rather. Grabbing is a party, using the same brush as what I used in applying my concealer, and I like it because it's edgy and easy to apply, especially in a detailed part if you're using a edgy brush and stiff brush. And the last shade for our upper outer V would be this strength shade right here. It looks like a candy. I want to eat it. I love orange shades. And then tap it gently onto the drunk or orange shade. We still have two shades that we haven't used yet. These are Hangover, a sheen kind of shade, and the bottoms up is a glitter. There's a glitter. So the first shade that we will be using is this one right here, followed by Bottoms Up. And extending it a little bit farther than the usual, like that. And then followed by the bottom up shade. Applying bottoms up now and just mixing it with the Hangover shade. And a little bit on the extended part. The last thing I'm gonna do for my eyes before applying falsies and mascara is this. I will be using this pencil liner. Is it pencil or retractable? And this would be perfect for a wing liner because I don't want to mess up using gel liners. So I guess done. The last thing that I'm gonna be doing is applying falsies and my mascara, but that would be off cam, so I'll be right back. Hi guys, I am back and now I'm gonna apply my bronzer using this Laura Geller. It's so pretty, look at that. And since I used a darker powder earlier that looks like a bronzer, the shade is like a bronzer, so this this baked bronzer would be like bronzer slash contour. So more on the forehead, apple of my temple, and like apple of my cheek and my cheek down here. So I'm not skipping blush this time. No, I was thinking that I'm gonna skip blush, but it looks intense, which is I like, so it's right for me. I'm gonna include my nose. So I'm using Nude Cosmetics, and this is in the shade of Desert Rose. So to highlight the features of my face, I'm gonna be using Ofra Cosmetics Fit Nikkietutorial Everglow highlighter. It's a wheel highlighter. I'm gonna be using the lightest, the brightest shade, and that is white right here. There's no name, so I think I'm gonna apply it here. And then I'm gonna apply a small amount here on the tip of my nose. Not a lot, just to highlight. And then a little bit on the bridge too. For my lips, I'm gonna be using this Griselda Matte Moiselle by Yana. This one right here. It's a sample size, and the shade is dark purple. So I'm just gonna tap the lipstick. I'm not gonna put a lot, so I'm gonna be using Morphe Continuous Setting Mist. This is very misty. So this is the final look, guys. So what can I say? Moment. You know what? I always forget. Because beside me is bed, so I put things there and then only to realize that I still need them. So what can I say with this Laura Lee Los Angeles Party Animal? Despite all the controversy, still I would give a review regardless of what controversy the person is having, or if whatever her life is. So my opinions, my reviews are mostly basing on the performance of the product. So I would say in general, this palette really doesn't have a transition shade, because normally transition shade is brown skin tone color, but you can see there's nothing in here, but still I love it. The performance or the pigmentation is good. The yellow needs build up, like you have to build it up to show the intensity of the color or of the shades. All you can do for that is you wet your brush with a setting spray or concealer. That's what I did, putting concealer. So as you can see, the yellow it was intensified, and there's a lot of fallout. Not a lot, yeah, no, there are fallouts, but it was chunky, which didn't bother me because it went straight on the floor. Like, now I have to clean the carpet. And then what else? I love what I did, and I also love how she designs her palette. It looks expensive, unique, and pretty. White, see, there's a lot of color involved, but still they fit all together, and it created a perfect look. I also love these shades here. So overall, I would say this palette is pretty regardless of what issue she's having. So yes, guys, if you want to know how, if you want a very specific details when it comes to how I did this look, you can just leave a comment there, and I am willing to help you. Anyways, if you like this video, guys, please don't forget to click the like button, and if you're not subscribed, then please do subscribe. And yes, see you on my next post. I love you. Bye.